Hi friends, let us discuss some basics of functions. If we are given two functions, f of x equals root x and g of x equals x square. Now f of g of x is equal to g of f of x. Is it? Some people say, some students make this mistake, that they think f of g of x, which is equal to root of x square, is equal to x, and g of f of x, which is root x whole square, equals again x. So these two are equal. Some people make this mistake, but it is not. Why? Let us look at this little closely. F of x is root x. What does that mean? X has to be positive only. Either x cannot be negative, right? X can be 0 or more, right? Because root of negative numbers is not defined. Right. So domain of f is what? It is non-negative numbers. Right. So domain of g of x, g of f of x. F of x, it can take only non-negative numbers, and g can take any number. It will give a positive number. It can take any number. But f can take only positive or non-negative numbers. G of f of x can take only non-negative numbers. So domain of g of f of x is non-negative numbers only. Right. Domain of G is all real, right? Range of G is either non-negative, right? Either 0 or more, range of G is. But G can take input. Input can be anything. It can take minus, plus, anything. But it will give only non-minus, right? X square. It can be 0 or positive. That is domain of G, range of G. So what will happen to domain of f of g of x? G of x can take anything, right? It can take any number. X can be any number, and it will give a positive output. So whatever the output it is giving g of x, f of x can take it, right? So domain of f of g of x is all real, right? Here the domain is all real, whereas domain of g of f of x is only non-negative numbers. The domains are not matching. So these two functions are not same, right? So for example, f of minus 1 is root minus 1. We cannot define. There is no root minus 1. Right. So g of f of minus 1 is not defined. Whereas f of g of minus 1, g of minus 1 is minus 1 square, which is 1. This f of g of x is f of g of minus 1 is f of 1, which is equal to root 1 equals 1. See, in this case, for these negative numbers, this is not defined, but this is defined. Right. Some people make this mistake that root x square is equal to x. But when x is greater than 0, for example, root of minus 2 square is 2. Right. So please understand this. I hope it is clear why this is not equal. F of g of x is not equal to g of f of x. Thank you guys.